The quiet question: solitude or struggle? Do you crave quiet time? Do you feel drained after social events? You might be an introvert. But what if those feelings come with a heavy heart? What if you yearn for connection but struggle to find it? Then you might be wrestling with loneliness. This isn't about labeling yourself. It's about understanding your needs. It's about recognizing the difference between enjoying solitude and feeling isolated. It's about finding peace and connection in a world that doesn't always understand. This exploration is for anyone who's ever felt the sting of loneliness or the peace of solitude. It's about navigating the spectrum between the two and finding your own comfortable space. Understanding the difference: introversion versus loneliness. Introversion and loneliness are often confused, but they're distinct experiences. Introversion is a personality trait. It's about how you respond to stimulation, especially social stimulation. Introverts recharge in quiet environments. They find large gatherings draining. Loneliness, on the other hand, is an emotional state. It's the feeling of being alone, regardless of how much social interaction you have. You can be surrounded by people and still feel deeply lonely. This happens when your relationships lack depth or meaning. Introverts can experience loneliness just like anyone else, but being an introvert doesn't mean you're destined to be lonely. Understanding this difference is the first step to finding your own balance. Are you lonely, introverted, or both? Take the quiz. This quiz is designed to help you understand your own feelings. It's not a clinical diagnosis, just a starting point for reflection. For each statement, choose the answer that resonates most with you. 1. After a long day, I feel A. energized by socializing with friends. B. content to unwind alone with a book or movie. C. drained and wishing for meaningful connection. 2. large social gatherings make me feel A. excited and ready to mingle. B. overwhelmed and exhausted. C. invisible and longing to connect. 3. my ideal weekend looks like A. parties, concerts and outings with friends. B. quiet time for hobbies, reading or nature walks. C. a mix of social interaction and alone time, mostly as you might be an extrovert who thrives on social interaction. Mostly B's, you might be an introvert who recharges with solitude. Mostly C's, you might be experiencing loneliness and craving deeper connections. Section 4. Debunking myths, introverts and loneliness. Misconceptions abound when it comes to introversion and loneliness. Let's debunk a few. Myth 1. Introverts are shy and antisocial. Introversion is not shyness. Introverts can be socially adept and enjoy meaningful conversations. They just prefer smaller groups and deeper connections. Myth 2. Loneliness only affects people who are alone. Loneliness is about the quality, not the quantity of your relationships. You can be surrounded by people and still feel emotionally isolated. Myth 3. Introverts choose to be lonely. Introverts don't choose loneliness. They simply thrive in different environments than extroverts. Understanding these myths helps us challenge stereotypes and create a more inclusive world for both introverts and anyone struggling with loneliness. Section 5. Finding peace, embracing your nature and combating loneliness. Whether you're an introvert experiencing loneliness or both, there are ways to find peace and connection. Embrace your introversion. If you're an introvert, honor your need for solitude. Create a space where you can recharge. Don't force yourself into social situations that drain you. Cultivate meaningful connections. Focus on building deep, authentic relationships. Join groups or clubs that align with your interests. Challenge negative thoughts. Loneliness can lead to negative self-talk. Challenge those thoughts. Remind yourself of your strengths and the people who care about you. Seek professional help. If you're struggling, don't hesitate to reach out to a therapist or counselor. They can provide support and guidance. Remember, you are not alone. By understanding yourself and your needs, you can create a life filled with both peaceful solitude and meaningful connection.